This animation explains 5 main ways in which Sefton supports children and young people with special educational needs and disability. In Sefton, most children and young people with special educational needs or disability will have their needs met within mainstream settings. We expect our schools to offer all pupils a broad and balanced curriculum that is appropriate to their developmental stage and which builds on prior learning. Teachers are responsible for making any necessary adjustments to their teaching to make sure that all pupils in their classes participate, learn, and make progress. The Special Educational Needs Coordinator, or SENCO, oversees and coordinates provision for pupils with special educational needs or disability. Where children or young people have special educational needs, schools will do everything they can to remove any barriers that might stop them from learning. They do this through a 4-part cycle called the graduated approach. Part 1. Assess. The school will find out as much as they can about your child's needs. They will talk to you, to your child, and to the professionals that know him or her best. Part 2. Plan. Based on these discussions, the school will plan the kinds of adjustments, interventions, and support needed to help your child succeed in school. They will talk to you about what is planned. Part 3. Do. Your child will continue to receive high-quality teaching in class. And even if your child receives some group or one-to-one teaching away from the rest of the class, or if they are sometimes supported by a teaching assistant or professional from outside school, the teacher and the SENCO will monitor their progress to make sure the support is working for them. Part 4. Review. At regular intervals, the effectiveness of the support and interventions your child receives and its impact on their progress will be reviewed. You will be asked how well you think things are working. The outcomes of this review feed back into a new assessment and planning process, and the cycle begins again. If the school has done all it can and your child is still not doing as well as they might, it is time to consider involving specialist support from outside of school through Sefton Council's SEN and Inclusion Service. You will be involved in any decisions about the support your child receives. In Sefton, we already have a wealth of support for children and young people with special educational needs and disability and their families in our local community. Support is available from the Council, health services, youth groups, voluntary organisations and charities. This provision is known as Sefton's Local Offer. You can look at our local offer on a website, and it is also available in other formats for people with particular access needs. Most children and young people will not require further support because their needs can be met in school or through other support available locally. However, if your child still requires something additional or different, it may be time to request an education, health and care assessment. In England, statements of special educational needs have been replaced by education, health and care plans, or EHC plans for short. EHC plans are available from birth to age 25 and consider the broader needs of children and young people, not just their educational needs. There are 4 stages in the EHC planning process. Stage 1. Requesting an assessment. A request for an EHC assessment will usually be made by your child's school or post-16 setting. However, parents and carers can also request an assessment, as can young people aged between 16 and 25. At this stage, the school and any other professionals supporting your child will talk to you and your child to find out more information about your hopes, dreams, and aspirations, as well as any concerns you may have. It is important that we know what matters to you and your child. There are several ways in which you can tell us this, including completing our Capturing Your Views form. Once the request is completed, it will be considered by the local authority. Stage 2. Carrying out the assessment. If the local authority approves the request for assessment, you will be assigned a named SEN caseworker who will carry out an assessment of your child's needs and guide you through the process. Your caseworker will gather information from you and everyone who supports your child and make a recommendation about whether an EHC plan is the best option. Stage 3. Agreeing the plan. If it is decided that an EHC plan is the best way forward, your caseworker will draw up a draft plan highlighting your child's needs and how those needs can best be met. The EHC plan describes what has to be in place to meet your child's needs and to improve outcomes for them across education, health, and social care, and, as they get older, to prepare them for adulthood. You will receive a copy of the draft plan and have an opportunity to check it and to share what you are pleased about and any concerns you may have. When everybody is happy, your caseworker will draw up the final EHC plan. Stage 4. Implementation and review. It is now time to put the final plan into action. You and everybody supporting you and your child will receive a copy of the EHC plan and will work together to help your child achieve the agreed outcomes. Every year, you and your child will be involved in reviewing the plan, looking at what has gone well, what needs to be done differently, and how your child can continue to get the support he or she needs.